Hello and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Stellar Lumens and where I think price is going to go in the big picture. So let's get started. So we have Stellar Lumens over here on the left and Nvidia over here on the right. And you can see just how similar this early day accumulation for Nvidia is to our current accumulation on Stellar Lumens. So what I personally think is going to happen for Stellar is a break above this old all-time high level and a bull market that's going to blow a lot of people away. So a lot of people will miss out. You definitely don't want to be that person that misses out on this pump. This is going to be huge and make a lot of people a lot of money. So with that being said, the best thing you can possibly do for Stellar Lumens is not to miss out on accumulating as much as possible. Well, it's super undervalued down here at 27 cents. Now, once we break above this old all-time high level, I believe the price of this coin is going to completely skyrocket. And the reason for this is because the demand will continually increase. What's coming for crypto is mass adoption, just in the same way that Nvidia got mass adopted after this accumulation cycle. You can see the price of Nvidia continually increased as the demand continually increased because of the adoption of the technology. So I personally believe that will send the prices of Stellar Lumens soaring as mass adoption takes place and the demand for this coin continually increases. And what that will kind of look like here is a huge parabolic run with corrections along the way up, of course, just like what we see here with Nvidia. But overall, I believe the pump will be very, very big. So the worst thing that you could be doing right now with crypto is not investing, waiting on the sidelines or waiting for some type of confirmation to really put your money into these markets is not going to be profitable, especially since how big the pump that's coming is going to be. A lot of people are going to miss out and a lot of people are really going to wish that they had put money into these markets. So I firmly believe we are going to have a massive parabolic run here that will take us to a new all-time high, and a lot of people will miss out on it. So you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be missing out on the pump that's coming for this coin or for the rest of crypto. And unfortunately, because a lot of people don't like to take risk and a lot of people wait until they see confirmation, they're going to miss out on the pump that's coming in these markets. A lot of people believe that they can wait until something is obvious before they invest. But the truth of the matter is you have to be able to invest in things when it's not obvious. You have to be willing to take risk and invest when other people are afraid to. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on the pump that comes, on all the massive profits that come to all of the people that were investing early in the market. And another thing that we can see here with the Stellar Lumens chart is that the big institutions definitely don't want to miss out on the pump that's coming for this coin. Billions of dollars worth of Stellar Lumens are being accumulated at these prices because they know it's going to pump and they don't want to miss out on it. So that's kind of the bigger picture here with Stellar Lumens. I do believe we will break above this old all-time high and really start to take off here. And the absolute worst thing that you could do is not invest in this market. Because if you don't invest, then you're going to see this market break above its old all-time high and really start to take off here and blow a lot of people away. And you're going to wish that you were in this market. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here in the smaller time frames. So here on the daily candlesticks, you can see a perfect ABC correction. So again, a lot of people are going to be afraid to invest. They're going to miss out on the pump that's coming because they're too afraid to buy the dip. They see something down like this and they think, well, that's probably going to go lower. But you can't have that kind of a mindset. You have to be willing to buy the dip. You have to be willing to buy people's fear because that's what's going to make you massive profits when the market turns around. Otherwise, you're just going to be wishing you were in the market because you didn't buy the dip. You can see we did break bullish out of a falling wedge pattern as well, which is a huge buy signal here on the daily time frame, which could mean that a big move on the upside is coming soon for this coin. Even in these smaller time frames like the daily, we are seeing a lot of reasons to be bullish on Stellar Lumens. Now, one of the biggest mistakes you can make in crypto is to be focused on the smaller time frame. It's okay to look at these smaller smaller time frames, but because a lot of people saw the market pull back here, they're gonna miss out on the pump because they're only focused on the fact that the market pulled back. Whereas if they'd slow down a little bit and focus on the bigger picture, then they could buy the dip down here and make a lot of money when it turns around. Now, if this thing does break above its local resistance, it's gonna start to have money come into it super fast. And a lot of people are gonna be wishing they were in the market, but they'll be afraid to buy in because they didn't buy the dip and they don't want to FOMO buy. And that's usually when the market ends up going even higher, and then everybody buys up here, and of course the market pulls back before it goes higher again. So that's just the nature of human psychology. You have to go against the crowd, you have to invest early on, otherwise you're going to miss out on the pump and be too afraid to buy. And when you do finally buy, you're probably going to buy at the wrong time as a result of not buying the dip. And I tell people all the time, if they want to make money in these markets, they have to be willing to buy the dip, because once the market starts to pump, it's too late. You're going to be too afraid to buy in. It's going to start to pump really quickly and it's going to run away from you. And most of the time, people end up buying tops because they didn't buy the dip. And it's not just Stellar Lumens that people are going to miss out on. They're also going to miss out on all of crypto, because honestly, the whole crypto markets are undervalued right now and a lot of people are too afraid to invest. And so once this market really starts to turn around, then they'll start buying and it will be too late. The opportunity is going to be a lot less than it is right now. That's why I always tell people to dollar cost average into the market when it's undervalued, because once the market starts to turn around, you can no longer make good trading decisions. That's why Warren Buffett tells people to be greedy when other people are fearful, and fearful when other people are greedy, because when the market is down and it's undervalued, that's when the opportunity is high. That's when you can buy into the market, and when it pumps, you make a lot of money and you make a bunch of profit and you get super rich. But the people that aren't willing to do that, they miss out on the pump that comes afterwards because they weren't willing to buy the dip. It's pretty simple. And this dip right here, you guys, is just like this dip right here. Everybody was afraid to buy crypto down here and they missed out on the pump, and instead they bought the high up there. And it's the same thing all over again. A bunch of people are afraid to buy the dip. They're worried about it going lower, but we're clearly just having a perfect buying opportunity inside of a bigger uptrend. And when this thing turns around, a lot of people are going to wish they were in the market. But the people that bought the dip, they're going to get rich. And that could be you. You could make a lot of money just on this one pump alone if you're willing to position yourself in the dip. Now, back in 2017, I saw this happen all the time. The dip would happen on Bitcoin. Everybody would get scared. Nobody would buy the dip because they were worried it was going to go lower. And then it would recover and go even higher. And then it would dip again. Everybody wouldn't buy the dip because they were worried it was going to go lower. Then it would go higher. So they were consistently missing out on the gains that they could have had just because they were too afraid to buy the dip inside of an uptrend. And that's one of the most profitable, simple, and powerful trading strategies that you can ever have. And it can make you a lot of money if you're just willing to buy the dip. Otherwise, you miss out on all the gains. But if you buy the dip, then you make a lot of money when the actual pump in the market happens. So as far as crypto goes, you guys, I am bullish on the total crypto market cap. I am bullish on Stellar Lumens, and I'm bullish on the market as a whole. So if you want to make money in these markets, you got to be willing to buy the dip. You got to be willing to buy other people's fear, because that's when you make the most money, when the market turns around and starts to pump. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.